Keata, we are on our way to meet Governor Kivutha Kibwana, but we had to make a stop and just take it all in, take all the beauty of the winding roads and the hills here in Makueni. We're just about 30 minutes away, but I had to stop and just take a few selfies to put it on the gram, just to enjoy and sample this beautiful, beautiful part of this country. So in 30 minutes, we'll be meeting Governor Kivutha Kibwana. I'm super excited to spend the day with him. And yeah, let's see how up close is going to go. Let me let my cameraman show you what I'm talking about. After our 3-hour drive from Nairobi, we've finally gotten to Makueni, the heartbeat of the county. That, of course, is the governor's office. We want to get in, say hi to him, and I understand after that we'll be going for some sumptuous breakfast. So let me, of course, just enter the offices. Hi, Mwendwa, how are you? Tumefika. It was a nice drive.
Good to see you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Beautiful county. Thank you. All right. Great. All right, so I understand the governor is having a meeting and he allowed us to budge in when we arrive. So let's go. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Nice to meet you. Thank you. So beautiful county. I'm Betty Kialo from K24.
Yes.
And as you know, we'll be spending the day with you on Up Close just to see the beauty of Makueni.
Okay.
And I'm here with my crew. This is Mutinda. This is my producer, Sarah, and that's Evans.
Okay.
And we're happy to be here. And I'm sorry for, for budging into the meeting.
This is our chief officers.
Okay.
And every week they have meetings to determine how do they implement our projects.
Right, okay. All right, great. So we were here with you. We'll wait for you to finish and then we start our day.
No problem.
Thank you so much, sir. So, Governor, we finished your first meeting of the day.
Yes.
So are your mornings so busy every single day? Do you have meetings every single hour of your morning?
Mornings are like the good time to work. So usually from 7, we will have some meetings, particularly to plot what we want to do for the day. And if there are ministers or chief officers or directors who have an issue and they want some guidance, then usually we would meet.
Okay.
We like to do meetings in the morning.
Right.
Or some meetings in the evening,
Oh, okay.
so that we free ourselves to be in the field during the day.
Right. How important is it for you to be in touch with your staff and have these regular meetings?
So these meetings are very important because sometimes if you are far from the workers, then even when they're not doing what they must do, they don't know.
Yes, there's no oversight.
There's no oversight.
Yeah.
But again, we also like to meet because we understand from them, we learn from them also what kind of innovations they are doing to implement to complete our work. Come from all over the place. They actually they come here for their food because it's very cheap.
Yes.
Like sometimes for breakfast will be less than 100 bob.
Really? What is your favorite meal? Or we'll see it. Do you like some chapati in the morning?
No, not chapati in the morning. I like kahawa, and I also like what are they called? Pancakes.
Pancakes. So they serve pancakes here?
They serve pancakes.
Oh, okay.
They serve good ones.
And then this is the time also you get to interact with
people, actually, and because anybody accesses you, and then sometimes they give you information about things that are not going right, things that are going right.
Yes.
So it's also a social place.
Yeah. And when they hear governor is here, do they start coming? Do they now?
Not really, because they know that I usually come.
You're usually here.
Yeah. So it's just a chance meeting. No, it's not.
It's not
the only thing is the governor, sometimes can buy breakfast. Sometimes people buy breakfast for also governor.
All right.
Yeah.
So I guess today the governor is going to buy breakfast for the crew.
Yes, the governor will do that.
Yes.
And this is the famous Mama Muti.
Oh, she's the one.
This is
Sasa nzuri tumewatembelea leo. Karibu sana kula chakula. Karibu sana. Beti hata mimi hiyo sura nimeona nimeijua. Asante. Karibu sana. Kuna nini leo? Ama chakula ile kitu gavana anakula, si ndio?
Hapana, kila mtu atauliza.
Yeye anakulanga, yeye anakula, yeye anakula hivyo. Kwa hiyo hata wewe utakula hivyo.
Sawa.
Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Okay. Asante. Asante sana, karibu. Karibu tena. Mgeni kwanza.
Nimemuelezea yote. Maini ya mbuzi, ya ng'ombe, nyama ya ng'ombe, maharagwe, zenga, ugali ya zenga.
Hiyo sijui.
Hiyo uji unavaa ukuli hiyo sasa.
Sawa.
Ndio ujue sasa.
Hiyo ni kama ugali lakini si fine.
Okay.
Sio fine.
Sawa, nitakula hiyo. Nijue for the first time.
Na ugali ya wimbi, ya mawele.
Una mawele? Una ugali ya mwe?
Matuko.
Okay.
Mimi ndakula lala. Okay. Ndakula ugali na nyama.
Ugali na nyama. Na green sukuma.
Na sukuma.
Na mimi hiyo mwe na nini? Hiyo ugali ya mwe na mala.
Na mala.
Sawa. So I was reading about something you were telling the students. I think it was a donation exercise, and you told them that you used to look forward to the days where you'd be full because in your father's house, things were so tough.
In my auntie's house.
In your auntie's house.
Yes.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Okay. I started school in 1960.
Yeah.
And the standard 1 and 61 standard 2.
Yes.
Then that school had only two classes. You couldn't go beyond that. And actually, when you reached standard 2, if you stayed, you went back to standard 1.
So it was just two classes?
Just 2 classes, 2 years. So fortunately, my parents decided that I was going to go to study somewhere else where I could do now 3, 4, up to 7.
Yes.
But now this place where I was to stay with my aunt, she was very, very poor. Her husband had passed on, so it was my cousins, herself, and so many times we didn't get food. And when I would go to school now, about 45 kilometers from here, the primary school.
45 kilometers?
From here.
Every day?
No, because that's home now.
Okay.
That's home.
Yes.
So we would carry food to school and we would eat like five of us, 5 kids during lunch. So unfortunately, sometimes I wouldn't carry anything. Other times I would carry just boiled maize. So these guys, after a while, got me out of the kisuka, that sharing together, eating together.
Yeah, eating together.
And you know, some of them, because they were from rich backgrounds, they would bring chapati, they would bring some meat.
That time you don't have anything to
So, that day I really cried when they told me we can't eat with you, you are from a poor background and you don't carry sometimes and you carry boiled maize. So I prayed to God and said, God, I just want to go to school so that I can be a teacher. After standard 8, I go to teacher training.
Yes.
Yeah, because my teachers had done that.
Yes.
And I have enough money for food. So that was what motivated me.
Prayer you made and asked,
Yeah,
I want to
God,
have money for food.
just to have enough food in my stomach.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's how my school started.
And was it like that for a long time?
From standard 3 to standard 7, so about 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
okay. Thank you.
Then we said, I said, my prayers are being answered already, even before you start working.
There's a lot of food.
That's the experience of many children.
Yes. Yeah. Do you think your, that the life that you lived at that time had an impact on the things that you're doing for the people of Makueni right now? Because people say that, our governor has the heart of the people, it's you're geared towards poverty eradication. Do you think the experiences you had at that time when you're growing up sort of like give you that impetus to do what you're doing right now?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so because I grew to hate poverty. Because I could see how it really messed many people. Even some could not afford school fees.
So we'll continue to have our breakfast. Actually, this is brunch with Governor Kivutha Kibwana, and of course, Upclose continues. After breakfast, we're heading to see some of the projects, and yes, we'll also be meeting farmers in Baraza. That's going to be happening right here on Upclose. For now, let's enjoy Nzenga. All right, thank you. So you begin a clean bill of health.
17, 18.
Oh, wow. That's big. That's good. So how do you make sure that, because most countries we find that sometimes the governor is straight, but not the people who are beneath, those are the ones who want to cut deals and there.
If the governor is straight, it's not easy for people under him to be crooked, because they would be afraid, and when it discovers, then they would be fired. So if you see people are cutting too many deals,
Yes.
then also some of the top leadership has a problem, could have a problem.
Yeah, we have a problem.
But that culture is everywhere. That culture of doing wrong things
Yes.
is everywhere,
That's why I'm wondering.
national and county.
That's why I'm wondering how you've been able to ward that off.
Well, it's when people know that, like we had the fight with the MCAs
Yes.
who wanted, to get money, and I said I'd rather not work here,
Yes.
because if we are coming here to just take money, it doesn't help us.
Yeah.
So when they know you are strict, and they know that when they are caught, that's it, whoever they are.
That's true.
And they have also to be convinced that you don't also get involved. Because if they know you do so,
Well,
then you have no moral
you have no-
authority.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Nataka kuonja millet kidogo.
This I've never eaten.
It's called moya.
It's a bit sticky. All right, so as we're having our cup of coffee with the governor, I just realized that, some of his staff are very, very young. We have Redemptor here. I won't say her age, but she's not more than 30 years, and she's the chief of staff. And we have Kevin here, who is actually one of the advisors. What is that deliberate to have? And even I remember in the offices, I could see very many faces of people who would not even be more than 35 or 40 years old. Is that a deliberate move to have young people, as part of the county government?
Yes, that is deliberate. I worked at the University of Nairobi with young people for 25 years, between 1977 and 2002.
Right.
And I saw that when you mentor young people, they go places. And I worked closely, not just as a teacher, but to also do a bit of work in terms of making friendship with them, mentoring them. And today, some of those people that I worked with as a teacher, akina Kiraitu, akina Munya, in the political field, in the Judiciary Supreme Court, Justices Joaquin Dungu. I also worked with Wajala. I was their teacher, Mohammed Ibrahim, Lenaud. A lot of some of these people who are now in big Gitu Guy. So I realized that you can actually invest, and young people will in the future help our country. So in the same way, that is why in Makueni also we try to make a mix of the older people and then the younger people, and so that even in high positions there are young people. Like Kevin is our political advisor, relatively young, Redemptor also relatively young, and many CEOs. Actually, the minister who led the universal health care, when he was employed he's now just turned 36, but when he was employed in 2013, 6 years ago, he was not even 30. And yet he was able to achieve that much,
Yes, yes.
even be chosen by the other county doctors, ministers of health to be their chair.
Wow.
So I believe there is a lot of power in these young people, and they are the future. And when you trust them with responsibility, many of them become confident, and they, do their level best. And that's a good investment, because when one retires, one knows there are people who will continue working, working for the people.
Oh, yeah, actually, I need. That's because of your track record, because of what you've been able to achieve, in Makueni, talking about the universal healthcare or healthcare for all, the milk plant where we're going right now, the fruit processing plant, and so many other flagship projects. They say that, maybe he could be a perfect president for the Republic of Kenya. I was actually just reading and going through social media, and many people, whenever you come up in topics, there's that conversation always comes up. Is that something that you'd actually consider, considering people actually are looking at you in that light?
My position is there's 3 years to go. I'm listening to Kenyans.
You're listening, yes.
Another guy I like is Mukisa. Mukisa Kitui. I think also is very fresh. He's worked at the international level.
Yes.
But Kenya deserves good leadership.
Right.
Because we are more or less in a defining moment. We could go places for sure. But to do that, we have to cancel corruption. We have to cancel this negative ethnicity. We have to focus on the young people, youth employment, youth empowerment. I think that for us as a country and for the continent, that's an area that we must focus on. But I'm open to persuasion.
You're open to persuasion. I like that. Finally on that, really, I would want whatever you've been able to achieve in Makueni, I would want that replicated in all the 47 counties and, just generally, in the country. Don't you think Kenyans are tired of this corruption, are tired of things not working, the economy not working for, the larger majority?
I think they're tired, yes. And they are talking about it, particularly the middle class. Because I get asked to go and speak to many fora, and the people are kind of tired. They are almost in a moment of saying, what next? But I still think that Kenyans are still hesitant. They are saying, yes, we cannot continue with this corruption.
Right.
We can't continue this way. But now what do we do?
What do we do?
And they haven't begun to come together in terms of from different ethnicities to say that this now requires a national effort. And from the way in which when the president declared war against corruption,
yes,
he was very well received. So that tells me that the country is really ready to support. So that is a definitive a fight against sleaze.
Right.
So I think the next 1 year, 2 years are going to be very, very important because we will start to get a situation where now perhaps Kenyans begin to say we really want a change.
Right.
A change gonna come. As one singer sang.
Interesting. All right, so we have just gotten to Kadhonzweni, and this where we are right now is the most recent milk processing plant. So the governor is meeting a number of farmers, and then we'll be able to look at the milk processing plant. This, I actually understand, is the third one, and we'll be able to get to see, just how this project is ongoing. And he's going to take us through this particular one as one of his flagship projects here in Makueni. So we want to just, you mentioned earlier that public participation is really at the heart of, what happens in this county. Can you rightfully say that this is maybe one of the projects that, the residents came together and said, we want this? And why did they choose to have this milk processing plants? Because this is not even the first one.
farmers themselves said that they wanted, a bigger facility, a more modern facility.
Right.
And through that kind of intervention from them, we also approached donors. So that here we are working with the ILRI, supported by USAID.
Okay.
So that the cooperative itself, ILRI, USAID, the county government,
Yes.
and even the national government.
Right.
Because one of those machines is a gift from the national government.
Okay.
So the beginning, of course, was the people themselves saying that this is what they want to do.
Right.
They want to upgrade their dairy outfit, which is in the town itself.
Let me maybe pose a question with regard to a legacy. You have about 3 years to go. What is a legacy you want to leave behind with regard to how you've been able to handle this county?
I think it's a legacy of all of us from Makueni, not the legacy of the governor, that we have been able to establish devolution. We have established the threshold institutions for taking devolution forward. We have made that foundation. We have made people to own the county government, to own devolution,
Right.
so that the other governors who come along, they will know that there are certain things that the people of Makueni value.
Yes.
They value.
So we have just come to the end of Upclose with Governor Kivutha Kibwana. As you can see, he's waited. He's been waited for by many people. And the women are already ready to welcome him with a dance. He has to say goodbye to the...
He has to take that shot.
Oh yeah, he has to take the shot. Thank you, Governor. Thank you so much. Alright, so it's been an absolute pleasure being here in Makueni County with Governor Kivutha Kibwana. And yeah, it seems like he doesn't want to leave. We were just decided to continue this on and on and on. But anyway, in the meantime, you can hear how Kamba songs are really legit. Alright, so that is about Kamba. Anyway, let me finish this. It has been an absolute pleasure being here. And yeah, that is Upclose this week. Thank you so much for watching. And of course, it's about to studio. Let me go and kick it with the ladies.
Wapinduru! Karibu sana, karibu sana, karibu sana, karibu.